Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. It is Tuesday, March 21st. This is going to be a response to a viewer question regarding Silicon Valley Bank. And will the executives of that bank be prevented from being executives on banks or savings and loans going forward in the future? So I want to throw quickly on that. I did do a little bit of research on the bonuses that the executives got. And according to the article I was reading on CNBC, their bonuses were scheduled to be paid out the second week in March. And that tracks. And they can go back and look historically when bonuses are paid. In the company I work at, they also pay bonuses on that second week in March. So I'm inclined to believe that because it's not just the executives, it was all employees got their bonuses. There was also stock sales. That was part of a program that was set up by the bank for the executives, I guess, to sell their stocks at regular intervals. Again, I didn't read up on that. That could very well be legit. So not everything's a conspiracy theory, but I am curious though. Basically, now I have kind of two questions. One, will they be forced to pay their bonuses back? I want to do that one, and then we'll follow up with will they be allowed to be executives in the future? Well, it's a nightmare situation, that is for sure. They are fighting from higher ground because they are, by their contracts, they're afforded those bonuses. But somebody's coming in and saying, yeah. Just because you have that doesn't mean it's a good look, and it's the government coming in, and you're executives, and you did all this stuff. Did you really earn those bonuses? And again, and King of Cups. So, this is about, yeah, you've got the advantage legally, but let's be real here. Let's all be adults in this room. You messed people up. And now you've got this nightmare we have to clean up, I think. And then ultimately the fool. Will they be forced? And then the fool card is, starting a new journey. Will they be forced to do that? I think they will. I think there's going to be a judge that comes in as part of the government that takes over, and they're going to be real. They're going to be realistic. They're saying, you know what? Yeah, you can fight this in court. You're better off not doing it, if you know what I mean. Because, okay, fine, go ahead and fight in court. Then we're going to be super petty, and we're going to bring all sorts of charges against you, or put you under audits, and go back over your last 5 years of taxes. And we'll go over that, and we'll start combing over your financials with a fine-tooth comb. Is that what you really want? Rich people don't get rich by paying their full taxes. They don't stay rich. They don't stay wealthy by paying all the taxes that they owe. So, will they be allowed to be executives going forward? Will they be allowed to be executives for other banks going forward? If I had used those other cards for that reading, I'd say no. But let's see. Will they be allowed to be executives at other financial institutions going forward? Will they be barred from that? It's going to be difficult. Is that difficult to enforce or difficult for them to get work? Temperance, we're going to have the integration. We got the Hanged Man, center underneath. And then the Three of Pentacles, group work. By offers that they don't like underneath it. I don't think that they will be barred from this. I don't know if they haven't done anything illegal, they can't be barred from being executives. That's really the take-home message here, right? Now, that being said, if you've taken a top 20 size bank and you've run it into the ground with risky investments, who's going to want to hire you? So self-inflicted one. So I think it would be difficult for them to get, you don't have to ban them because it's going to be difficult enough for them to get another job in that industry again. Why? Because in some ways, they are going to be the willing sacrifice. They are going to be the martyrs, the sacrifice for the bank failure. They are going to be the face of this bank failure. Temperance. Some of these people will probably get jobs in the finance industry when people start forgetting about this. You start going years down the line, people, they build up a resume doing other things and they jump back in again. They may not be presidents, but they might be VPs at some companies, or maybe they might be in charge of smaller banks or something along those lines. Or, they could also, if they were lobbying or they're helping startups, maybe they get hired on with some of these high-tech companies because they understand how to get the financing. So they may not be in charge of a bank, but they might integrate themselves into other jobs. Again, and underneath it is the Four of Cups. I don't think this is contemplation. I think this is just basically that this is probably, the government not banning them outright, but letting them know that if they go, again, if they decide that they're going to try and do that, the government's going to be watching them. So, they're being blackmailed, for lack of a better description. Like, you're not doing this again, right? Okay, so that's my thoughts on that. Sorry for anybody who got stung by the Silicon Valley Bank fiasco. And we're watching the banking industry in general starting to have some real challenges. And, some free-thinking market capitalists love having no regulations whatsoever. Just let the market decide. But then the problem is that when the banks fail, then the governments come in and save them. So it's really not free market capitalism, is it? You need regulations. You need to set up barriers or guardrails for the banks, or else they'll do stuff like this, which is why we had the big financial problem in 2008. And here we go again. This one may not be as big, but the Trump presidency and his administration got rid of regulations. That's what the businesses wanted. And here we are. It takes a while for these banks to collapse when they make risky investments, but risky investments they make, and then something goes wrong that they weren't expecting, like higher interest rates. And then they can't get out from underneath the problem that they created out of pure greed. Okay, so that's my take on that. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Throw in some comments of other things you'd like to see. Have a great night, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.